Undefeated.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Let's go.
Listen, we saw your comments. We saw your comments saying, yo, when's the Patreon coming back? When's the stuff coming? We was like, yeah, we're taking liberties still. Like,
We're back.
Let's get to work. We're back. Yeah? We're here, man. Let's get into it. There's so much to talk about. Boxing is absolutely insane. We had a serious announcement. Not Deontay Wilder, my bad. Fabio Wardley versus Triple D, bro. Dubois, this fight here. Just immediately, how do you feel, bro? How do you feel about this one?
Do you know what it makes me think of? You see when Yard said, I want a shootout. That immediately applies for this fight.
Yes.
This fight here is going to be an absolute gun show because what we got with these brothers is two men that don't know how to fight any other way than the way that they fight. So I'm excited for this one. This is one of them fights where it's like, you're not missing this. You cannot miss this fight.
Yeah. I had to check the calendar and make sure we're not on holiday. I'm not leaving the country or doing anything mad because, bro, like this is where were you? This was a where were you fight. I hope you're in attendance because these two, literally, as you said, they only know war, bro. I remember watching, the Fabio Wardley early, and I wasn't really a big fan of him. I remember his first fight. I was like, nah, I'm not sure. Like this, that, and the other. He's made me a fan. Yeah. Each and every time he goes out there, puts on them gloves, you know he's gonna bring it. The dog resides in that man.
Absolutely.
Literally, he knows no other action but come forward. Come forward, risk it all.
Absolutely.
His fight style is that. Now, against Dubois, this is where I'm intrigued about this one because I hate the fact that Dubois hasn't quietened down all of the noise when it comes to
the heart check.
Bravery, because he's brave. He gets in a ring with anyone. But there's always been, I won't say like a heart defect, but it feels like in the ring, there's moments when you think, can you go on?
That's it.
He leaves that question. The door has always been ajar about could he go on? What is he afraid of? Is he afraid of looking bad in this moment, being on wobbly legs? Because when those moments happen, we see it, the knee, like he takes the knee, gets up slowly, tells us he was discouraged. We've heard many words from him that's like, Dubois, that's a bad look. What are you thinking?
No, I 100% agree. I think when it comes to the two things that separate them in terms of, because I think Dubois probably is the better boxer. You know what I'm saying? Is in his jab. He can do a lot of different individual things better than Wardley. But in terms of like them being bangers, they're both bangers. Do you know what I mean? They can both crack. So, the separation is there, but at the same time, it's like those fixtures of being able to crack, they equalizers for both of the little benefits that somebody might have. Now, what separates them by miles, in my opinion, is that dog, bro. Fabio Wardley has the thing in a fighter that you cannot teach. You cannot teach a fighter to want it more than the other guy. That's just it, bro. Across life, I can't teach you to want this thing the way I do. I can give you the skills I have, but you see that part where none of this stuff works, the will to keep going forward, bro, Wardley's face will be split open. He's absolutely knackered. He's been getting his ears boxed off for 9 rounds in a row. But you see that half a second moment when he sees his shot, everything in him is behind that right hand. Dubois has not shown me that. He's not shown me that. No, it is. No, hear me out, bro. No. Yeah. You see, when, like, if you're going to stop a fight with Wardley in it, give him a warning and tell him that you're thinking about stopping it and watch how he responds. He's going to be on smoke, bro. Dubois, unfortunately, has shown a couple times, might even be a few now, times where he looks like he just wants a way out of the chaos, bro. Yeah? The Joe Joyce one, you give him grace. The eye was bad, right? And him taking a knee, it's easy for me to sit here in this comfortable seat in my house and say, he quit. But fighters will look at that, yeah, fighters who have been through hell. David Hay with the ripped off Achilles. There's man there with had their eye bust open, bro. Klitschko against Lewis. His eye was cut top, below, side, dripping everywhere. Furious that this thing was over, fam. Like, there's guys who have this out.
Nigel Ben, when he was
out the ropes. Yeah, there's guys who are in this thing where it's like, bro, you're gonna have to kill me. So when they watch, when you're sitting at the table amongst your age mates, your peers, they don't respect that about you. For us, bro, one shot. Hey, I'm out. Let me go back to stand up. Yeah. So I'm not gonna try and act like I can talk to him like this, but at the same time, we have to grade you on what the world you're in.
Yeah.
He's fallen short of those tests for me. So
you know what I'm gonna say? There was the I one, Joe Joyce. That's the I. Yeah. That one's a bit of a technicality. Yeah.
Technicality.
We've had
Usyk.
That one stinks the most.
That first one.
The Usyk one stinks the most. That's out of all of them, yeah. The Usyk one, because his rhetoric behind it hurt me. Listening to him talk sports saying, I was discouraged when he didn't give me the count. I said, this is... I wanted to throw him in a dumpster, yeah? But then I remembered he went on that rebuild with my man, you know, Don the Charles. One I can't call all the time. Don Charles. He's my son. He went on the rebuild with him, and he really did get the best out of him. You talk about the fights that he did have. Those were fights that pushed him. Those were fights that really said, okay, what are you on? How can you manage? Then he goes after that. He takes down AJ. So we have to say, in terms of going into the ring and signing to fight these guys, because I think that's even some of the problems. Some of these guys won't even sign the contract to get in the ring. We've been waiting for Fury to sign the contract with many good fighters. You know what I mean? He's done it with Vada. Ain't seen AJ to this day. Yeah, literally ain't seen. There's a few man that we can say, hey, fight him. Even you ain't gonna see no Fury, Fabio Wardley. Too much risk. You're not gonna see him with. Are you with me? So this man is still risked it. So for me to call him, it's too difficult to just call him a coward. That's why I don't even think I can question his heart too much, because, bro, you've already gone a step further than most fighters getting in there. Now, there's moments in the ring, and I don't know if this is when you talk about him probably being on the spectrum, where he is looking for his dad. And because I'm not saying he has all autonomy, but there's moments when you're like, I feel like you need a bit more support than we know. And there's moments where I don't know if his dad is probably going to say, son, get up. And he'll respond to that. Because you always hear him shouting. You always hear him, and he's always looking. When he's in the ring, he's not looking at his corner. He's looking for his father. I don't know. Are you with me? But if they was to own some of that stuff, we say, well, these are the moments where there must be some. Are you with me when I'm talking about there's something it maybe could be in the condition where we could now say grace needs to be applied in some of these areas. But we're not, we can't give that to him.
You know, my thing is just like, you know, we talk about this part of Dubois, and I'm like, they don't own it, so therefore we can't react to it. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't. I can't give it to him. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not there. You're not saying that. People are speculating, but until you own it, like me talking about it, it's just like it's just dead air. Because the reality is, you're in the ring, so we just have to grade the result and the output. Yeah, I mean, if you want to explain the thing that we think, you know, could speculate might be obvious or might not be the case, it's at this point, it's kind of almost like a moot point. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they won't give us that as the audience.
Well, it seems like such like when you talk about elephants in a room, Trev, yeah? When you talk about those things there, yeah, this one's obvious. I can see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
100%. 100%. But it's like, for me, I think, you know, regardless, I still think there's still the element that you can't teach. Do you know what I'm saying? And if he just, with all of his attributes together, doesn't have that grit, yeah, like there's so many examples of fighters who have had to go through the fire for the win. And I just look at it like, yes, he had some good runs. The Big Baby Miller was probably his toughest test as far as what was coming at him. Yeah, I mean, or Hergovic, you know what I'm saying? Hergovic put it on him. But I just honestly don't think that when things go bad, because those were tough fights. But I'm talking about when you're on chaotic scenarios, yeah, you get put down a couple times. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that Kevin Lorena fight, yeah, looked insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas for me, I'm like, you still don't have, in my opinion, you see when AJ fought Klitschko,
Yeah.
And it was literally a case, it's going that way, and now it's going that way. Like he doesn't come back from when it's not going good. He needs to be in it, competing. It's a little bit rough, but the minute it gets worse than that, then I start to look and think, yeah, maybe you're not built. You're not going to continue. Whereas Wardley, if you haven't stopped him, you can still lose. And I think Dubois is going to get pushed to a level, an extent where against Wardley, where I think he's just going to be at the end.
Let's talk about the business, though. Frank Warren, and some people, this will be the end of your journey. If you listen to the Patreon, go over there to hear the rest of this whole full podcast, really. But let's talk about the business in terms